Okay, Andre will be here shortly. I just wanted to make a couple of quick comments. I thought all week and for the last 8 weeks, we all agreed that there would be no excuses. I stepped in here a couple of minutes ago and for some reason that's all I'm hearing, excuses. Thank you so much. You saw a brilliant performance tonight. Let's hear it. Let's give it up for Andre Ward, the champion, the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world today. No disputing that fact. No disputing that fact. As we talked about, there are no excuses. I think Kathy in main events, they're just trying to save themselves tonight. I heard something about filing, something with the commission. Okay. Just a few things. I'm so proud to introduce the unified light heavyweight champion of the world, the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, a man that showed you a brilliant performance tonight, Andre Ward.
Still see some sad faces out there. What I got to do to make y'all smile, man? Hey, listen, I had I think it was a great fight as long as it lasted. I told everybody, I didn't predict a knockout. That's dangerous to do, and that's not, my game or how I approach fights. But I said, don't be surprised. And I said, it's a lot of ways you can get a guy out of there. You can clip him, you can knock him out. His corner can throw in the white flag. He can quit. The referee can stop it. I know what I possess, and I've been fortunate to show a high level of skill against the best in the world, and I'm thankful and I'm blessed. And I told you guys that at the last press conference, man. I'm thankful to be over a decade in doing what I'm doing. And, I just give God glory for this victory, not because I won, but just the process. That's what makes me is the process. This is just the end result, what you guys see tonight. But just the process to get to this point over, everything that I've been through, good, bad, and different, we've persevered, and that's what's important. So if you guys want to ask some questions, I'm definitely open to answer. No, I was confused because, Tony Weeks did a great job tonight, but he was very quick in the clinches. And, when I hit him with the body shot, he tried to act like it was a low blow, and I think it was borderline. And I'm looking at Weeks like, can I go? Can I not go? Because I didn't want to, I didn't want to get a point taken. I didn't want something crazy to happen. So I'm looking at Weeks, and I think Weeks was kind of indecisive in the moment, and he kind of motioned to go. So I went, and then he jumped in. So I was confused, And I know Verge got on me too about that in the locker room, but I didn't want to get a foul or a point taken. I did finish him. Guys, we're not going to nitpick tonight, man. We're not going to do that tonight. We're not, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. I really don't have a lot to say about whatever they said. I don't even know what they said. Whatever the excuses were this time, I just don't have the energy. I just want to talk about the fight itself and what happened inside the ring.
Andre, talk about your mobility much better in this fight.
Yes.
Verge told me you had some issues going on
Yeah.
with the knee. I thought the mobility was much better in this fight. And also talk about the implementation of the left hook in this fight and what it did damage.
I just try to do, like we had a great camp. I had a good camp last time, but we had some hiccups. But, we try not to talk about that stuff. You know, that fight, honestly, the first fight probably almost got postponed maybe 2 times because, you know, issues with my body and the knee flaring up and stuff like that. You know, I was in tears 2 different times throughout camp, not knowing if that fight was going to get canceled or not. And I'm telling my team, like, man, I can't pull out of this fight. You know, and I'm thankful for Verge and just my team, you know, just Verge being smart and not pushing me harder but letting me rest and then just getting through it. So, you know, I felt like that had a lot to do with the mobility. When I watched the film the first time, I'm like, man, you know, you were too stationary, and he's too good of a boxer to be stationary against. In this fight, even before I started camp, when I was sparring, like the movement, the angles were just different, and that carried over into an 8-week camp. So I knew that tonight was going to be different.
And the left hook. Talk about the left hook.
Yeah, no, I'm naturally left-handed. You know, Verge turned me around, you know, when I was a kid. So that's my money shot, the jab and the left hook. And once I fought him once, you know, my brain is like a computer. I computed everything, and you know, I think he was pretty much the same, honestly, as he was the first time. So I knew what he liked to do and what he didn't like to do, and quality fighter. But you know, I was able to do some different things tonight.
Andre, you got off to a slow start again tonight. Did that affect you early?
Man, you talking about the first fight? No, I answer the question. I don't think I got off to a slow start. I think I got off to a better start this time. You got to realize, man, it's 2 top fighters. I'm not fighting a C-class fight. I'm fighting a world champion. So it's nip and tuck. It's not a lot that separates you in these kind of fights. And it's not a video game. It's real life. So it takes 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds for the game plan to start to unfold. And we both were breathing in there, but like I said, I'm used to working like that. I'm used to being comfortable, being uncomfortable. That's how I train. And I knew that he was going downhill, round by round by round. I could tell. The body shots were getting to him. You know, he's grunting inside. Just a lot of different things that were happening that you guys aren't privy to. And I told you guys the first time, I said he's not being honest with you when he's telling you I can't punch. And I'm a seasoned veteran. Like, you can't pay attention to that stuff. I know what happened in the first fight. Close fight. But I know I was doing damage, and I knew this fight would be better, and that's what it was. The timing was just a result of just me being active over the last year and a half. You know, being inconsistent in the ring, even though you're in the gym, is not the same. So I think the last fight, that last year, was really good for me to get all 3 of those fights. I mean, I was in training camp probably 6 months out the year, last year. And to finish it off with the Kovalev fight, took some time off, and I came back to camp really, really sharp. So I just knew, like, camp went really, really good this time. And I just knew things were going to be different, and it translated into the fight. How you doing?
I just want to say that your composure seems to be second to none. It seems to be something that really you use to your advantage. How do you muster up that composure in adverse situations?
Man, I've been under pressure my whole life. You know, I had my first child when I was 17 years old. My father died. You know, he raised me as a single parent when I was 18 years old. You know, that all of those trials and tribulations brought me into a personal relationship with Christ. And that enables me to stand in the midst of the flames and the fire and the giants and the naysayers and the critics and all this stuff and maintain my integrity. And that translates into the ring. You know, I've been fighting big guys. I've been fighting strong guys. I've been fighting bullies. I've been fighting the whole gamut since I've been 9 years old. I came up in the era where he didn't protect me. He would look out for me, but he gonna put me in there with that national champion as a young kid. I just had to earn my way, and we did it the right way. So that's why I don't get caught up in all the hoopla about how mean and menacing a guy is. You a man like I'm a man. And I fought you before. And I know what you got. And I know that if I come better, it's going to be a problem. And that's what it was tonight. So, and again, taking nothing from him, man, he's a really, really good fighter. I'm thankful and blessed to be able to come out on top. I don't know. We just got to see. We got to talk about it. You know, I haven't really, no disrespect to Stevenson, but I haven't really even been thinking about Stevenson. I'm kind of indifferent toward that matchup right now because, when I made the move to go to 175, the target was Kovalev. It wasn't Stevenson. And even though I was at 168, I saw how they didn't fight for 2 years. It was one reason or the next. So that means something. So he, in a sense, I feel like he almost disqualified himself. It's not to say that the fight can't be made, but it's just got to make a lot of sense because I went straight to the top guy, and now it's like, I got to see if that makes sense. So we just got to see. I mean, I don't think it's anything to learn. Like, I think I had an injury after Dawson. That's out of my hands. That's something that I got to persevere through. It comes with the territory. And then I had the lawsuit. And that's not always a bad thing. I put myself in a great position now. I got a great team in Rock Nation. And I don't think it's any, like, lessons to learn. Like, that season was meant for me. Even though it wasn't a lot of fighting going on, it wasn't making a lot of money, and, it's getting a lot of criticism and different things like that. That was part of my story. It was all good. So I don't really know if I can take anything from that. I just gotta keep living, enjoy life, and put my head together with the team and just see what's next. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. God bless you, man. God bless you. Man, I don't know. Nothing is in this sport. Nothing is guaranteed. I don't know. I mean, I thought I don't know. We just got to see if I'm at the top. If I'm at the top of that list, I'm thankful. I'm thankful, and I'm blessed. If not, I got to keep my head down and keep pushing. But if I am, man, I'm thankful. Nah, it's not serious. Like, that's a real thing. I mean, it's more like it's a dream. Like, I don't have anything on the books right now for a cruiserweight fight, a heavyweight fight. I know it sounds crazy when you're a light heavyweight, and I'm not the biggest light heavyweight. But look at Roy. It happened, and that's just always been a dream of mine, and that's something that me and Verge talk about. And it's like, I do really well against big fighters because of my stamina and because I may not be physically the biggest, but I'm strong. I'm strong enough. So if the right opportunity and the right fighter comes along, anything is possible. And that's not just talk. That's real. That's all good.
How you doing? I'm gonna give you your name and ticket. Quick question: do you still love this game of boxing? And also, your trainer Virgil Hunter, does he still, when you train, does he put that in you to say you gotta still love this?
I still love it. If I didn't love it, I wouldn't do it because it's extremely hard, man. And to be honest with you, Verge doesn't have to push me. He's more. Verge is there as my eyes and my ears. He sees what I can't see. His job is to manage what I'm doing. To tell me if I'm doing too much. He just makes sure that I'm right on point. That's his job. But in terms of, like, if I need him to push me at this stage in my career, something is wrong. His job is to pull me back, tell me take a day off. No, we're not going 12 rounds of sparring a day. We're going to go 8. That's Verge's job, and obviously the technical piece of it. So, but I'll tell you what, as you get older, I still have the desire, I still have the passion, but I'm very, very aware that I'm punching my clock when I go to the gym. And when you're in your early 20s, you don't think about it. You just go in there and you warm up for 5 minutes, and that's it. Now it takes me about 30 minutes to get ready. So I know I'm getting a little older, but I feel like I got a lot left in the tank.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And I just want to ask about the timing aspect of the fight. I noticed from the beginning you were really doing great things and you seemed to be really throwing his timing off.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk about what you did to do that? And if you could also give us kind of
Great questions. I think the key for the timing thing was just to keep, we call it my motor, my feet, keep my body moving. You know, and that's what I didn't do in the first fight. I did a lot of posing and kind of standing still. And he's a really, really good fighter. He's a timing fighter. He's not the quickest. He's got good timing, though. And a lot of Russian fighters, they're good with their timing. So the key was keeping my motor moving, giving him different looks, whether I was feinting him, whether I was acting like I was going to do something, whether I just attacked him out of the blue. I got to keep giving him different looks. And that was the most disappointing thing that I saw when I watched the first fight. I'm like, dude, you gave him some rounds just by not doing nothing, you know, and just posing. And that was something that we worked on all camp. You know, I had great sparring. First fight, I think I sparred 107 rounds total. This training camp was about 135 rounds, and I had 4 different guys. And it was just a great camp. So what I did in camp translated tonight. There was times where I did get stationary, and I hear Verge say, keep your legs moving. So that's what he's there for, is to, if I'm falling asleep for a second, to get me back on my game. And with a fighter like him with timing, like it's the small movements that keep him off balance. Thank you. I don't think they can dispute that right hand. That can't dispute that. You know, it's amazing to me, man, that it's amazing. Like, even after this, you still get some of this, like they find something to talk about. Like, but it's all right. You know, we're going to do what we did the first time, and we're going to do what we did every other time. Is keep our head down, stay humble, and just keep working. And as far as the fight, of course there's going to be shots that get away from you. You know, but if I think there should be a discussion if there's some intentional fouling over and over. If I'm trying to get out of trouble and I hit him low because I'm hurt. But when he's bending over and look, you're going to hit a guy on the belt line sometimes. You're going to hit a guy low sometimes, but it wasn't intentional. If we're going to talk about low blows, let's talk about the rabbit punches. I got knots on the side of my head. Let's talk about that. If we're gonna talk about the one side of the coin, we got to talk about the other. Let me finish real quick, and I'll let you. I'm sorry, buddy. If we're gonna talk about that, let's talk about the other. I'm very quiet with this stuff. I normally don't challenge you guys on this stuff, but tonight it's no discussion about nothing. We did this tonight, and the right hand is really what got it started. You can't dispute that. He was out on his feet. I showed that I can hurt a bigger man. And, you know, somebody also brought to me the stoppage and said, well, it was too soon, and did that take away? That's not my fault. I did what I had to do. But when you're in a feeble position like he's in a feeble position, the ref maybe could have let it go a little bit longer, but that's not my fault. That's not my problem. I did my job. Excuse me? Yeah, I did. We didn't have any sound with the television, so I couldn't see when the bell rang or not. What was the decision? I didn't understand how the decision went. No contest? He got a knockout? It's a good shot. I don't know if it was late, but it was a good shot. I saw the shot. But I didn't have any sound on the TV. But where we at? Okay. Got to stay away from they.
Does this validate you from they in two-part? Does slaying Goliath and Jay Prince as two big race career?
I mean, I thought that my career was going pretty good before this. But it doesn't hurt, though. You know, these like, you know, you kind of go like this, and then these kind of wins will take you up a little bit. So I just think it adds to my legacy, and my legacy is extremely important to me. I've been to the Hall of Fame one time in Canastota, New York, and after I left, I really wanted to be in that Hall of Fame. And the Hall of Fame is a small place. It's not this huge, grand place. But the names that are in that building, I want to be there one day, and I hope that this gets me closer to that situation. What was the first question? You had two, it was two-part, right?
Oh, yeah. Does this validate from they?
I'm to be, like I told you guys before, man, I'm not really worried about they, you know. I just can't be. I'm I'm out of that business, man. I'm looking forward to getting off this podium and going to get some rest and spending time with my team and my family. My team did a tremendous job, man. James Prince, Josh Dubin, Rock Nation, and all the people that work for Rock Nation, Julie Goldstiger, my wife. Like, it's so much that goes into having a successful training camp to get me here tonight. Problems that arise, stuff that have Michael Yormark, everybody that's behind me. And, man, I appreciate you guys. My sparring partners, my brothers, man. I had 4 of my brothers in the house with me, leading up this week. We just had some great discussions, man, and just them being around me just kept me uplifted and kept me encouraged. And it's a family affair, man. I got a tremendous team, man, and, I understand my position in this sport, and I'm understated, and that's okay. But we get it done, and that's what's important. Congratulated me, just like I did when he just won his world championship, We don't just see each other when things like this happen. We text, often and just encourage each other and just check on each other. And just to see his face, man, there was a lot of people from the Bay tonight that came through. Marcus Peters, Marshawn Lynch, E40, Mr. Fab, like just people that I'm close to that I know. Who? Yeah, Damian Lillard. He came through at the weigh-in yesterday. Yeah, KD, the rest of the Warriors, like Draymond Green, man, it was just so many people here. Just to see their face, man, meant the world to me. So I appreciate you guys showing up, and I truly appreciate my team. I'm telling you, I got one of the best teams in the business, man. It's a lot of intricate things that go on in this sport, and I'm just so thankful to have y'all, man. You guys fight for me, and you guys do so much for me, and you allow me to just work and get my job done, and I'm thankful, man. I couldn't do it without you guys. I appreciate you. Vacation is next. I don't know. Where you at, bro? Okay. Man, I don't know, man. I'm not the greatest of all time, but I appreciate that. But I don't know. I just got to sit and see, man. It's tough, like he said, the adrenaline, man, them endorphins that get you in trouble. So I don't want to make no decisions right now. I just got to sit and talk to my family and just, we'll collectively make a decision on what's next. It was good. It was mean. It was mean. Yeah, it was mean. Somebody with a big name. Bring me a Conor McGregor. We can do it. Boxing rules, though. Boxing. No MMA rules.
It's working. I'm sorry.
He talks about some of his skills kind of translate to fighting bigger guys. When you're watching him, what makes you think he can be successful against if you were to move to Bruiser?
Well, because, I've witnessed it year after year. And fighting a bigger man, it doesn't have to do with size or anything. It has to do with his attributes and their attributes. And if you're able to single out one thing that would make it a competitive fight for yourself, you take that chance, because that's what he's here for. And I'd like to see him fight Anthony Joshua. I'm serious. I'm not playing. I'm serious. I think that would be a very interesting fight. Now, I know you got a lot of people, oh, that's suicide. But there's something about Anthony Joshua that I see that I believe he can outbox Anthony Joshua. So I just said I see we outboxing Anthony Joshua. There's some things about Joshua that I see. Now, he's a good kid. I know him, and he's a swell. But I'm just telling you, I just see things with him in particular, and he's the best. But styles make fights. Styles make fights. It would be a waste of time to go to cruisers. Just leapfrog it. Go for it all.
Got me sweating, man. Sorry, what'd you say? Man, he always setting the bar high, man. That's the kind of stuff I've been dealing with since I've been a kid. Like, seriously, That's it right there. Like that's the essence of our team right there. Like that man will make me believe something that I never even thought of. Like Anthony Joshua, really? And it'll make perfect sense to him. So we'll see.
Andre, in camp, I followed his camp pretty well, and
I know you was getting some inside information. I'm still trying to figure out how that happened. 'Cause we normally try to keep a tight ship.
so I have to ask you, in camp, you alluded to the fact that you and Virgil were working on some things,
Yeah.
and you wouldn't tell me what those were. Can you tell me now what those things were?
Man, I don't even remember what I was talking about. We worked on a lot. I mean, I think he wasn't lying when he said he was training me to knock him out. Like, that's a fact, you know.
You do differently to train to knock him out.
I think, honestly, it's not even the physical part. It's just the mentality. You know, making up your mind that this is what's going to happen. And every day when you go to the gym, that's on your mind. It's not that you're looking for it, but understand where you need to be to get that done, what range you need to be in, and how you need to get it done. So it's more of a mentality, and that's what I was telling you guys before the fight came about, that there's no major adjustments that we made. It's a lot of little stuff. And a lot of little stuff at this level goes a long way. So it wasn't one big thing. It was just him looking me in my eye and said, look, I can show you text messages from earlier today and yesterday where he said, you're going to knock this man out.
So he planted the seed for you.
Yeah, and that's his job. Like, he's been doing that since I've been a kid. Like, going to light heavyweight as a middleweight in the Olympics was not something I was thinking about. That was him. And it happened. So he's got a very, like, prophetic type of way about him, man, where he can see things before it happens. And, you know, I used to think he was crazy, but now I've learned to respect it and just follow his lead. Because he ain't been wrong yet, so.
Speak up.
Yeah, I noticed that, but he's tricky too because like he'll feint a little bit. Like it looks, I don't know how it looks, I guess to you guys, but like when I watch his film, some things look predictable and they are, but like he's good at what he does. You know, his timing, his accuracy. But after about the second or third round, again, I computed it and picked up on it and said, okay, this is what he's trying to do. And I wanted to press the pace. That's why at certain points of the fight, like the first beginning of the round, I hit him with the hello shot, just to let him know I was there, because I could see him getting tired. You know, he was just making some cardinal mistakes, you know, putting his arm on the ropes in the corner. Like, we noticed all of that. And I actually didn't notice it. Verge noticed. He's like, he's already got his hands on the rope. And I was breathing too. But again, I'm used to training at that level, and I knew I was going to regulate. And I just saw him slowly going downhill, little by little by little. And I don't know what they came up here and said to you guys, but we earned this victory tonight. We earned it.
Hey, Andre, I thought you were especially brilliant tonight about keeping him from getting the big shot on him. Is that something you guys worked on?
Yeah, and that's why when we tell you guys that it's about hitting and not getting hit, and that's why. Doesn't mean you're a reluctant warrior. It just means a strategy. It's playing chess, you know. If I know that you have a good right hand, doesn't mean that I can't take it, but why would I give you a shot just so I can land a shot? I'd rather have you miss it or have you miss as many as I can make you miss, get you tired, and then counter. And everybody's not fortunate to have, you know, a skill set like that. And I respect the guys that got to take two to give one. That, you know, that's a tough way to make a living too, but that's like the goal. Like, you can't give a guy like that with his accuracy too many shots because you'll start to wear down. You know, you got to make him hit air, and then you got to make him pay for it. So he's a pretty good volume puncher, but he missed a lot of shots, and that wears you down. And then, you know, toward, you know, last couple of rounds, I was trying to make him miss and then step right to him and get right to work, and I could just feel him wearing down. That's a great, I'll tell you, that's probably, to me, that's almost as good as hitting a guy and knocking him out or wobbling him. It's to feel him just methodically breaking down, and you know it's nothing he can do about it. Like that, I love that feeling. And you know that, hey, I'm breathing, but I'm a regulate, and I'm going to get stronger. And, you know, so again, somebody asked me about the stoppage, but I honestly feel like if that would have won another round, it could have got ugly. Body shot and was a head shot. So he kind of had big problems, no matter if the fight was stopped or not. I don't know. The Chad Dawson one was pretty good. You know, that was a big moment. Chad had just beat you know, Bernard Hopkins was the lineal light heavyweight champion, but they said he came down in weight. But I'll probably say maybe this was the best one because I met this guy at his weight, so you can't say that about this one.
Real quick, before we go forward with the next question, maybe he's not here because he's out doing his homework. But, you know, we watch who reports and what they report and what they say, and if we think that the reporter is biased one way or another. And I'm not saying he is or he isn't, but I was just reading Dan Rayfield's excellent article on ESPN. And, you know, he got it right. He said it started off with a big right hand that got Kovalev jelly-legged. And that is that you? That was
I felt
the big
good
right
too,
hand.
boy.
And the other thing is that something you guys haven't asked, which is a real interesting thing, is the scorecards. Andre was up on 2 of the 3 scorecards. So they can come here with all these excuses and everything. We give this man a round of applause. This was a masterful performance of one of the best fighters to ever walk in the ring. I mean, come on, you got to give it to him tonight.
No excuses. One last question.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And to say, yes, you would have stopped. You would have stopped the fight. With that being said, if Kovalev acknowledges you were the better man, and you look at the film and you do notice maybe a little more to, would you give him the third fight?
No third fight. That's out. I don't think that makes sense. It may make sense, say, for example, if he fought Stevenson, maybe won a belt 2 or 3 fights down the road. But again, y'all, like, if we're going to talk low blows, we're going to talk rabbit punches. We can't talk one without the other. And I honestly feel like his was intentional because he doesn't really know how to fight inside. That's the best thing he can do. You know, I didn't intentionally try to hit that man low. Things happen. I wasn't in trouble. I didn't need to foul. Like, there was no reason for me to intentionally foul. You just got to look at the logic in that. Sometimes something's going to get away from you. But just because he has a reaction like that doesn't mean it was low. It means that he didn't like the body work. He didn't like the body work. And that's why I didn't follow up the first time when I had him bent over, because I didn't know how to, like, I know he was trying to sell it, and I'm looking at Weeks like, is he buying it? And Weeks didn't respond, and he would jump in and he pulled back. So I was in a tough spot. But this is boxing, man. You know, like I told you guys, I've won by 12 rounds, and somebody had something to say, oh, it was kind of boring. I fell asleep. Okay, man. Then I had a close fight. Well, people say it's controversial. And then we come back after the controversy and do this, and we talking low blows. But it comes with the territory, man. I'm thankful. I appreciate all you guys. And we did it. We did it.
Hey, listen, just a couple of quick things. Total attendance tonight was 10,592. That's 10,592. The HBO replay of this incredible victory by Andre Ward will be Saturday, June 24th at 10 p.m. That's Saturday, June 24th at 10 p.m. on HBO. One last comment on behalf of Rock Nation. What a great week for Rock Nation. Durant wins the championship and the MVP. Jay-Z, our founder, inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame. And obviously, a brilliant performance by Andre Ward tonight. Thank you so much for all your support, everybody.